We'll do it live. No. We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Greetings and welcome to Old Drunken Discography, where old friends and fans come to BS, argue, occasionally agree, and discuss a musical artist. This week's musical artist is Propagandhi. Their new album, At Peace. With me is Joe, up at the top.
At the top.
Tim, right below me.
What does that mean, will play us out?
I'm Jason, kind of second below Joe. And at the bottom, we have the Wild Bill. Which I don't know why.
I'm usually on bottom.
I don't know how you always end up on the bottom, but there you go.
It is what it is.
We're live streaming this, so if anything weird happens, blame it on the live stream.
That's right.
So who wants to start this one off? Well, let's do a brief history relationship with the band in case you missed our previous. We've covered this discography. I've been a fan since I was a day one buyer of Today's Empires, Tomorrow's Ashes. So I've been following this band for quite a while. I've got my copy, beautiful purple, store exclusive. So I'm hyped for this. This is a biggie for me.
Yeah, I obviously this is another band through Jason I found, but I'm assuming I think I found them through one of the Fat Musics. I think that's my first introduction to Propagandhi.
They're on the very first one.
Yeah, so I think that's what happened, and then I think we edged into Today's Empire because Today's had already come out before I met you.
Yeah.
So I think that I kind of got brought in through that way.
I want to say you were with me when Podibon City Limits came out.
That's probably
it came out the
accurate.
same day as Thrice's Vaisu. I remember buying both those at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
One was
That's
better
mine
than the
like
other.
a steel trap.
I remember when albums released for some reason.
I can't remember what I ate for lunch.
I can't either. But
Shit, I forgot to eat lunch.
Yeah, son of a.
Tonight is not the night to forget to eat.
Uh-huh.
What about you guys? Well,
Yeah, I was aware of them, but I don't think I had actually listened to them until we covered them for the show. And since then, yeah, they've become a regular rotation member. It's great stuff.
Bill?
So, wasn't a fair Propagandhi before the show. I've
Enlightened truth here.
gone back a little to them, but not extensively to re-listen or to add some of their stuff to any of my playlists. Kind of a mixed bag for me. Really, just have some other bands and artists that I prefer to listen to more.
I mean, they're not a fun band. Like, this album is not a fun album.
You know, I might disagree with that.
I thought this was pretty fun.
I mean, there's some dark, sad, deep shit on this fucking record.
Sure. But I mean, I guess we're getting into it, Yeah, some of the lyrical content's pretty dark. There's a lot of sardonic stuff going on here. But musically, like front to back, this thing has a bounce to it that it just, like, I was smiling a whole lot in this album. It's like a feel-good album.
When the riff started on the opening track, I thought of Tim.
Yeah, I know exactly why. Yeah, that riff was incredible.
I was like, what the fuck? Fuck you, Tim, for making us listen to all that Black Sabbath, because here it is.
Because now you see.
Here it is.
And it's also
has
crazy because all the singles that have been out have not been like the opening track. Like, as far as musically and as heavy, and so everything that I've been listening to a lot, I was like, oh, probably obviously musically great all the time. But
I think At Peace is somewhat similar to this first track, Guiding Light, which, Guiding Light, like right off the bat, one of the best openers to an album I've heard in a long time. Yeah, that riff is incredible, just the way it kicks in. Even a little intro, like was that like a processed xylophone or something. It sounds really eerie, and it sets a mood. And then yeah, they just come roaring in. But yeah, I think At Peace, that was the first single, and it's a ripper. I thought it fit well with the first track, I thought.
Oh yeah, I think it fits well. I just think whenever you start Guiding Light, it's a much heavier start than At Peace is. Now
Oh, well, yeah, sure.
At Peace dives in as we go.
At
Yeah,
Peace is
sure.
closer to like older Propagandhi than I think anything else on the record.
Hmm.
Okay.
I could agree with that, especially with my feelings of At Peace. Like,
I'm not.
'cause
I'm not talking like how to clean Propagandhi. I'm talking like
uh,
fourth album Propagandhi.
Well, I mean, yeah, At Peace and Cat Guy were both pre-release singles. They're both great. Hearing Cat Guy finally in the construct of the album, like it improved that song quite a bit for me. I thought it fit really well in the sequencing, and just musically, like, these first two tracks are just rippers, and then Cat Guy really has a nice build to it where they, especially after those first two tracks, they kind of bring it back a little bit. But then by the end of that thing, we're still right on track to keep going.
and I'm with you. I like Cat God as just a single on its own. And my wish for this album is that At Peace, Cat Guy, No Longer Young weren't together because I'd heard them previously and I wish they'd been spread out. But they're so amazing back to back to back.
Right.
You
Right.
can't fuck with the A side of this record.
It's
You really
Like-
so good.
Yeah.
And I mean, when I first heard Cat God, I think the first listen through, I was like, huh, we've got some old, this is Propagandhi. It's got some very similar vocal structure going on to, some
Sure.
other songs of them. And I was like, I just don't know. And then as I've listened to it two, three, four, five, how many times I've listened to it now, I was like, I love this song. It's amazing. It's great. And then No Longer Young just kind of blew me away with its change. Obviously, different singer.
Yeah.
Not yelling at you in his normal ways. And I thought it was cool. I think I really like its pacing for it. And I love whenever he breaks out, No Longer Young. I was like, this is a badass. I love when you hit the title.
I was kind of going back and forth because part of me wants to say No Longer Young is the low point of the album. And then the other half of me wants to say, yeah, but it's still pretty good. So is there a low point on this album?
Mine would be
That's a great
Fire Season. Again,
Okay.
it's not bad.
Okay.
It's just this isn't like a Teenage Bottle Rocket or a you there's a lot of depth and layers to a Propagandhi record that like you got to spend more. The more time you spend with it, the more it'll reward you. And just I need more time with Fire Season.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Well, and yeah, I mean, I think that this album delivers in that regard too. I think that, I think people might hear, oh, Propagandhi, I'm expecting that old Fat Wreck sound or whatever. But no, they have really evolved into something where this album was really hard for me to really place a genre to. Like this thing, other than rock, like this thing it's all over the place stylistically, but it all works so well that they've really, I mean, dare I say it, they just put out one of the best rock albums of the century,
I'll run through my notes. I've listened to this album like I don't know how many times. I mean, this was one where as soon as it ended, I flipped the record over and started it again because you just want to hear Guiding Light again.
Sure.
The guitar work, it's so weird and cool. It's a little Melvin-y in some places. I believe this is the first time that Todd's opened a record since supporting cast, which is really fucking cool. I love it. The more I spin it, it gets better and better. At Peace, check out our reaction video. It's a fucking banger. It's the anthem for 2025. The A side of Propagandhi isn't fucking around. Cat Guy, same thing. We covered it. The lyrics, the wraparound, Light Guiding Light. It's kind of a new direction for Propagandhi, but it still sounds like Propagandhi, but it's a little different. I love it. Top song contender. No Longer Young kind of reminds me of Pokemon City Limits, another great Todd track. It's nice to hear him singing slower on this album. He's got a great voice, great lyrics. We getting old, shit still sucks. Rented PA, speaking of getting old, you get Rented PA. Don't Pine for Glory Days, never were anyways, so fucking good. Stargazing, the bass. The first 2 listens were on Spotify, but my vinyl copy showed up on Saturday and only left the table I gave Failed States another spin for my rankings. This record sounds phenomenal. I was blown away at the difference between vinyl and digital for this album.
I was going to ask you that, even though I knew that answer was coming.
it's phenomenal, the bass on this record. Todd does a lot of really cool shit on it. Stargazing, again, it's a weird one, but man, that song is so fucking good. God of Avarice, another one that kind of reminds me of City Limits. It's a little slower. It's kind of like a jam band sounding almost, but it still hits in all the right places. Perfect closer for track A, or side A. Prismatic Spray, The Tender Date. Shout out Big Thunder Mountain Railroad at Disneyland. The story is fucking great here. Like the storytelling, it's sad and fucked up, but damn, it's got banger riffs. Really wasn't so bad as far as Tender Dates go. Great lyrics. Benito's earlier work. I guess Benito's is a good place to say fuck you, Tim, for picking Sabbath, because I already said all that shit. And there is some Sabbath on this record for sure, but it's badass Sabbath. I love Chris's vocals on this one. He does some really cool and interesting pitches that he doesn't normally do. Vampires, again, that bass. Todd is on fire. Fucking banger, top song. The closing few lines of the song, the guitar solo, everything about it. Fire Season, like I said, is my low point, but it deserves your time and attention. Day by Day, another top song. The musical breakdown. I went back to this one over and over. Maybe my favorite Todd song, like, period. You thought you'd be watching from the side. It's so fucking good. Something Needs to Die, but maybe it's not you. Speaking of top songs, you never know how Propaganda are going to close out an album. Because sometimes they're slow, sometimes they're bangers. But you're always guaranteed to have a good time. I fucking love this song. It's Sabbathy in places. It's fucking heavy. The lyrics, Chris's vocal delivery, Jord pounding away. It's just a fucking banger. I may be a little biased, but I fucking love it. It's Propagandhi. I love it. It's been like 8 years since the last album, so shout out Punk Rock Radar. It's another YouTube channel if you like that early Fat sound. They cover a lot of that Fat Wreck sound. They kind of rank this record a little too low for my liking, but I get it. Sometimes you got to mature.
Yeah, I could see where the Fat Wreck purists probably aren't on board with this.
Yeah, this is not a Fat Wreck record. But Propagandhi hasn't been that in a long time.
Right.
The album art, Custard's Last Stand. I mean, come on, this thing it's up there.
Yeah, I'm just to jump on your bandwagon. I've loved your notes. I didn't take extensive notes with this one because I've listened to it very broken up, unfortunately. I've had times where I could listen to 4 or 5 songs at a time, and I'll probably listen. I don't know, I'll probably give it about 3 spins. What I really want to do is put some headphones in and just take my time with Propagandhi like you should, because this is a band that, a lot of times their albums you need time with.
Epitaph, send us records early so we don't have just 3 days to get a review out, right?
That would be amazing. If I ever got a package from Epitaph with a record in it, I'd flip panel. I'd probably have to be like, well, Joe died because he got an early copy of Propagandhi. Anyway.
We'll give it away on your Beats Only fans.
That's right.
He's at peace now.
That's
yeah.
I love how this album starts. I love Guiding Light. I thought that was it's just a badass album. What this reminds me of is when we went and saw them live, and I want to go. There's a fest coming up this summer that I'm gonna go. They're playing, but I love seeing them live. I love listening
Well,
to the
maybe
song.
they had to cancel all the
Yeah, you might
shows,
want to
right?
check that. They canceled all their North American shows recently.
What the?
Hmm.
They're still advertising them coming. I'll be pissed. We'll see if I go to that fest.
Double check.
Because there are other good bands coming, but Propagandhi is one of the main reasons. Anyway, At Peace, obviously one of their singles. I love this. I think the song is amazing. I love I'm mainly at peace, besides a couple of fits of blinding rage.
Oh,
Just an
it's so
amazing line.
good.
What an amazing line for it. I really like its structure a whole lot. Top song contender for me. Love Cat Guy. I think that's very amusing parts of that song, very deep parts of that song. I love the "You Can Only Save One." Why? It's never really been explained. So that's a lot of fun. The "No Longer Young," I've talked about it. I love that. There's a piece there of him repeating long and then because they're no longer young. Great. Rented PA's amazing. Stargazing, top song contender. God of Avarice. That one caught me out by surprise. I kind of started daydreaming doing something else while I was listening, and that song brought me right back into it. And I was like, oh, holy shit. So I had to re listen to it. Great song. Prismatic Spray, The Tender Date, I have an issue with. That issue is I was in my car when I was listening to it, and the sirens that start off freaked me the fuck out. I was like, what the? Great song though, really, really good. Love Benito's earlier work. Vampires Are Real, amazing. Where I think we have a same little dip. This end part for me flew by really quickly. So Fire Season, I don't have a big yet like love it, hate it. I don't hate it, but I don't have a big connection with it yet. Day by Day, good, but I love Something Needs to Die, and Maybe It's Not You. Love this for a
What a
closer.
great title.
Yeah. So lots of fun with this. Possibly album of the year. Currently for me, I think it is the album of the year. Now a lot of things are coming out this month, so we'll see if it stays there.
Well, it's definitely second contender. I mean, that Viagra Boys dude is fucking good.
We got to check that one out. I haven't. I know y'all reviewed it, and I've got to watch that and check it out.
It's fucking. I'm waiting for my copy to show up. It's supposed to be here by 9. But these two records, like 2025, ain't fucking around already.
We got some good stuff coming out.
Yeah, this is.
Within like 2 weeks.
I definitely agree. This is a strong contender, and I really want to say too, it's not like this isn't like punk rock album of the year or anything like that. Like this album really does kind of transcend genres and hit on a bunch of stuff in a real special way. That this, I think, is like if you're into heavy rock, fast, anything music, if you're into rock and roll in 2025 and you're not jumping on this album, you might want to rethink some things because this is, yeah, just fantastic.
One of the nicest mosh pits you've ever been in, too.
Oh yeah.
Like, I don't like mosh pits, not a
nice
fan
one.
of it.
They
Saved my
Canadian,
glasses many times.
They are Canadian.
They are Canadian. Yeah. Yeah, I think I mean, I definitely need more time with this album. I'm definitely going to take more time with this album. There's a lot to digest here. And I think maybe where you guys both dip towards the end isn't necessarily due to anything other than, yeah, it feels a little long at that point.
To me, it flew by. Like, it just flew by too fast. I immediately just started it over. But then it's
You
like,
know,
all right,
and
well,
I
I've
had
heard.
that experience too. So, yeah.
That's me. After Vampires Are Real, things just get quick. Like, I
Yeah.
turned around, I listened to Vampires Are Real, and I was like, all right, this is cool. And I turned around and I was like, we're playing a completely different Propagandhi at some points. And then my second listen through, I was like, all right, we're honing in on these. And it really, like, I caught the closing track. And then David, so I'm kind of backing up to it. But once again, this is because I am piecemealing, unfortunately.
Sure.
And I don't think
Yeah.
it dips. Like, it doesn't trail off. I think there's just like a slight dip with Fire Season. But those final 2 tracks are so fucking good. Some of the best shit on the record. Like,
And I'm pretty sure it was God of Avarice, where at one point I was getting like really strong Megadeth vibes.
yeah, there's a little bit
Like
of thrash.
Yeah, I mean, like they're kind of all over the place on this album, and I kind of love it.
I wonder how much their other guitarist Sulian like contributed, because I think this is,
Yeah, well, you've got the album. You can check the credits. But,
like she's on the credits, but like writing credits. I didn't see anything about writing credits.
Okay.
But they
But
may
yeah,
collectively write.
especially on Guiding Light, the two guitar attack, like they're both doing something super cool individually, and then when you layer them on top of each other, it just created this whole other thing that it was just like, yeah.
Guiding Light is definitely a standout. That's one of their best opening tracks, I guess, up there.
I mean,
We needed it.
you know, into 2025 here at this
Splice that
point.
knee, man.
A couple other albums have come out this year. I mean, but nothing can really compare to Guiding Light as the start of this album at all. Like you guys mentioned it. Obviously we reviewed At Peace and Cat Guy before you're going in here, and actually even listen, like I was like, oh, like I can get behind this album actually quite well, just based on how those songs went. For me, actually, and this might be kind of a hot take, I thought At Peace might be the low point of that side A.
Yeah, I would say that's a hot take. For me,
like, I feel like the singles, I feel like I loved Cat Guy a lot more than At Peace. I mean, then Stargazing for me that one was actually my favorite of this album. By far.
That's a good one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's favorite to the point, like, that's my song of the year right now.
Well, we get to top songs 2025.
I know you guys, like, definitely could hear the Sabbath thing, you saw the Megadeth. For me, sound-wise, it felt like it reminded me a lot of mid to late 2000s Rise Against, is what it really reminded me of.
Ooh.
At least that's what it did. That's what I thought of. Right, wrong, or indifferent.
You're talking like in game.
That's 2010s. I'm talking like Suffer and Witness, Siren
2006.
Song, Appeal to Reason.
No, Suffer is 2006.
Yeah.
Appeal to Reason is 2009.
No, you could also say, like, similar to Joe, I was also driving the first time I listened to God of Avarice. And I was driving faster than the speed limit down a backcountry road, which is why I was even more confused initially.
In case there's anybody from the wall watching, he was going to speed limit.
Oh yeah. I mean, then side 2, it didn't slow down for me though. I feel like side A was stronger, but it's nothing wrong with this one. I actually really enjoyed this Propagandhi, which I wasn't sure how much I would going in. But by the end, it was a pleasant surprise. Like, precursor to how this episode started. Really didn't have any Propagandhi songs entering my playlist. I've got probably 2 or 3 off of this album alone that are going to be on my playlist now.
Let me read you the credits here. All songs by Propagandhi, recorded by John Paul Peters and Jesus H. Chris at Private Ear, blah, 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 Chris's Basement. Produced by Propagandhi, John Paul Peters, assistant engineer, blah, blah, blah. Mixed and mastered by actual Grammy Award winner Jason Livermore at Blasting Room Studios. That's what it says. So, yeah, that makes sense that Livermore produced it. I'm telling you, the record sounds so fucking good. It's one of the best vinyls I've heard in a long time. It's very crisp.
I saw it was very
rich.
affordable, so I'm definitely going to be picking it up.
It's phenomenal. Plus, I don't think there's any bad album that's ever come out of the Blasting Room. That's our boy Bill Stevenson.
Yeah.
I could be wrong.
I'm sure there's been one.
There's probably been one.
Y'all tell us in the chat if you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any bad albums
The
from the
four of us
blasting room.
watching.
Well, everyone but Joe, we get to rank it. First impressions, 3 days. I can't. This color code is just. I don't.
I will tell you that it would be a green for me if I had any.
That's good. I mean, I'm sure all these would be green for you, right? You'd be up here with me and Tim.
Yeah, I can't imagine I wouldn't. There may be something. There may be one of them. I've got to have a little more familiarity with later ones, but like Failed State, I don't know.
Hey, there's
I've
some
heard it's
bangers
not
on
the
it.
best,
There's some bangers
but I
on
mean,
it.
it's Propagandhi. How
Yeah.
bad can it be?
I'm that has spent the most time with this band. I'm gonna pull a mulligan real quick, and I'm gonna slide Victory Lap down and put Today's Empires, because I was listening to that one the other day, and that's just, oh, it's so fucking good.
Today's Empires really good.
And I'm gonna put this one at number 4. This is a damn good Propagandhi record. So I'm safe to say I like it more than Pokemon City Limits, How to Clean, Let's Talk, and Failed.
Pretty clean, very low for y'all.
What is it? Yeah,
How to
I
Clean,
mean,
everything's very
they
low
just
for you.
they get better. Like How to Clean is great, but it's
This
so
is a tough discography, though.
yeah. There's such a shift once Todd joins the band that they just go in a whole different direction. That's works 99% of the time. Well, even Failed States, dude. That's fucking green. Note to self. I mean, they're all good. What about you guys? Are y'all safe to put it anyway?
I mean, I think it's tough because I'm trying to remember some of these albums. One of the joys of doing this channel is
I went through the
once
same
you do
thing
an
with
artist, you
Ghost.
kind of forget. Yeah,
I
exactly.
went through it with Ghost.
So honestly, as of right now, this is my number 1 album. Like, I think this thing's coming out the gate swinging hard.
Oh, there's a gap there. I see. I fucked up my gap. I fucked up my sheet.
We don't need your opinion on this album. Push it up over there.
Is that a cat?
No, that's a dog.
Exactly.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, I'll go back, especially to like the top 4 or whatever. And as I have more time with all of them, I'll probably have a better picture. But yeah, just based off first impression, this album sounds incredible, and to hear it only sounds better in an actual physical format, which doesn't surprise me, but it excites me. Yeah, there's a lot to digest here. It's just really well done.
All right. Supporting cast no longer has the 3-way tie. I'm assuming, Bill, you're going to do the same thing because you're actually invested. You had some top songs from this record as opposed to the previous.
Oh, this one's going number 1 for me as well.
Nope, not doing it again. Fool me once.
Can't fool me again.
Can't fool me again. I ain't no George Bush.
You've got your red placement needs to go over.
Oh, yeah.
See, I gotta shift my colors down 1.
So, did I do that right?
Yep, that's right.
No, that's wrong. But
It is wrong. today's Empire being your number 8 is
Oh yeah, I gotta put Tim's Green.
wow. That's wild.
Yeah, I mean, like every Propagandhi record, the more you dig into it and you start like, what the fuck is he talking about? Let me go get a history book, and you start piecing together shit and diving into the riffs, and like they're such a great band, and they should be number 1 in the world, but I guess that would be a different world.
Well, you did see who is debuting at number 1 this week.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. I saw that. I said Tim called it. I told Bill the other night, I was like, Tim fucking called it.
Who debuted at number 1?
Ghost.
Skeleton. They're first. Yeah.
Well, good for congratulations, Ghost.
Yeah.
Way to get up there.
It's still in the wrong direction for Ghost, I think, but it's a bounce back in the better direction.
Yeah. I don't know. I need more time with that one. I am like, Propagandhi is to you guys like Ghost is to me, I guess. Like, it's hard to do these, to go back to a band that you covered, a week, 2 weeks out of a year.
Sure, yeah.
And then we just cover so much shit. All right, well, we want to thank Joe for joining us. I guess I did need backup, Joe.
Yeah. This turned out way better than I thought it would for everyone.
But you're here anyway, so.
Yeah.
Damn, you guys think that little of me?
Did you see your 1990s grinder? You had the Backstreet Boys in the grinder. So yes, our opinion.
It didn't make the grinder; it just made the top.
It made
10.
the top 10 of 1999.
I mean, that is still pretty questionable. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Hunchback of Notre Dame with their famous song, Hellfire.
Oh, he got it! He got it finally.
Well, it took 10 times.
It only took the better part of a year.
If you're new to the channel, Propagandhi, we talk about how to clean everything. We did an album, 1990s album of the decade, where we all picked our top 10s. Propagandhi made Joe and I's list. Mm-hmm. So it's in the grinder. It's coming up against some tough shit in round 2, but we'll get there. Like and subscribe. Be safe. And what, Tim?
Stick around, because we're actually live streaming every Monday. First Monday of every month.
Woot woot. Oh, and we're a YouTube membership now, so you can join us. Hey. You can give Bill them slaps down below. Yep, that slap emote.
Hey.
Join our record club.
Join our record club.
That would be awesome.
Be a 7-inch or 12-inch.
We've got 10 inches out there for all you freaks.
I got a Radiohead 10-inch. All right. Be safe. Make good decisions.
And then you go a little woo, and then a little whoop, 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 and then it's all, and then you're ready to go again. Y'all come back now, you hear?